Good evening, everyone. Tonight on Viral Vibes with Jocelyn, we are breaking down one of the most disturbing child abuse cases in recent history. Mitchelle Blair, Freezer Mom, I called her. Let's break down a timeline, warning signs, and who failed these children. Tonight, we break down this case step by step. This is not sensationalism, this is investigation. Who was she before this tragedy? This is what I kept asking myself. Who was this woman before this happened? Because she had 3 children, and I know she didn't get this way when this happened. So there had to be signs all along the way with this lady. So what warning signs were missed? Where were the systems meant to protect these children? We examined the full timeline, prior background, and the questions that still remain. So this is a trigger warning, you guys. This live consists of CA abuse and child deaths. So this is where we're going with this. We're going to expose tonight what others ignored. We're going to ask the hard questions, and we're going to examine who was Mitchelle Blair before this tragedy happened, because monsters are not born overnight. They evolve. And that's what I was saying. Someone saw something. So let's break this down. Okay, before we go into the actual video. So Mitchelle Blair, she was born in Detroit, 1979. She had 4 children, but she did have a history of unstable relationships. She lived in Detroit, she was known to have family conflict. So she really didn't have nothing to do with her family. And that's why I believe she was able to do what she did, because she had exiled herself from everyone. So reportedly, she was accused, she had accused other family members of abuse. She had a history of paranoia, distrust of authorities. She had physical encounters in with the police. What else did we have? So she had issues. She did. Before the murder, she did have prior CPS cases, accusations of sexual abuse within the family. She also had ongoing custody disputes, isolation from her extended family members. So I think she knew what she was going to do. So let's get into this, and then I have some other timeline things that I'm gonna be putting in between the live. So, of course, before we get started, let's do our. I accidentally had deleted some stuff. I was so upset, and I might have deleted my but it is inside the description of. Yeah, I accidentally deleted it. It's in the description of the case. We have the Fair Use Act in there. We have our trigger warning. What else we have? We also have phone numbers where you can call if you want to anonymously, if you see anything going on, make the call. Just make the call, So let's get into this case.
She was eventually court-ordered eviction notice. On March 24, 2015, a crew arrived at her apartment to carry out the eviction, only to find out that Mitchelle wasn't there. So they began moving her things out, including all of her furniture. In the living room, where the family spent much of their time together, the moving crew found a large white freezer. When the freezer was opened, to the movers' horror, all of Mitchelle's darkest secrets were exposed. Because of this disturbing discovery, they immediately called the police. Mitchelle was eventually found at a neighbor's apartment where she was hiding with 2 of her children, but the other 2, 9-year-old Stephen and 13-year-old Stoney, were nowhere to be seen. Mitchelle was arrested and brought in for questioning, where she shared the horrific story in graphic detail. As she was being led away by police, Mitchelle said to them, "I just want you to know I'm not evil. It was just an evil act." The following footage has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed attorney and former criminal prosecutor, a licensed clinical psychologist, and a former licensed professional counselor. It's important to note that the police department made some redactions to the following footage, but we added context throughout for your viewing. In order to protect the identity of the alleged victim, we will be referring to him as Mitchelle's youngest son and by the pseudonym Alex throughout this case.
Just water or pop or something?
No,
Coffee?
if you guys have any Vaseline, just small lips.
I got no Vaseline.
Just water then.
Just water?
Dry. Can I ask you a question? Is any way my aunt could be in here? She was an ex-police officer. I just want her to hear it from me.
She's here. We're talking to her. That's okay. Just have a seat, okay?
Okay, before we go any further, I did find the Fair Use Act. Let me play this. Fair Use Notice. Content on this channel may include copyrighted material used for commentary, criticism, news. That's the wrong one, but okay, let's keep going, you guys. I'll play it at the end.
We'll be right with you in a second.
An officer uncuffs Mitchelle and offers her water. Both are gestures of goodwill. These gestures are meant to keep her from shutting down and keep her comfortable to get her talking.
Just have a seat right there, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm gonna shut this door.
Mitchelle wears her hood pulled up, perhaps to hide from the situation and feel less exposed. The room is intentionally stark with nothing but a table and chairs. Mitchelle is very soft-spoken and cooperative. It's noteworthy that she was concerned about giving a message to her auntie. Mitchelle seems concerned to ensure that her auntie heard from her first. Mitchelle is left alone in the room for about 20 minutes. She scooted her chair back and moved herself further from the table, suggesting she's trying to distance herself from the interrogation before it's even started. While she waits, her hands touch her stomach, signaling that she may be feeling anxious and is seeking comfort, which is understandable for someone sitting in an interrogation room. She sits extremely still for several minutes, which may indicate that she's very focused and possibly preparing what she's going to say. Although some dismiss body language analysis as pseudoscience, it's used by the FBI and CIA during interrogations. When the CIA is interrogating an individual, they look for clusters of 3 or more indicators that occur in either quick succession or all at once. These indicators can be signs of discomfort or uncertainty in what the individual is stating, rather than indicators of deception. It's extremely important to note that you cannot detect deception through body language analysis alone.
I love you. I love you.
This is the second time she's whispered, "I love you, Alex," which is the name of her youngest son. She may be feeling worried about when or if she's going to see him again.
Hello. I'm Officer Diaz. You doing okay? Got some water? Yeah. Okay. Did you eat today? I'm okay. You okay? Okay. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, if you don't mind, okay? Can I ask you one? Sure. My aunt and my kids still here? You know what? I can't answer that right now. But I can find out. As soon as we're done, I'll make sure you know all that information, okay? I just wouldn't want to tell my aunt to her face, because I created a big distance between her and she honestly never did anything but love us. And I created that distance for her so I can hide it. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I said. You heard what she said? She said she created a distance between them and her family members. But she's really pressed on speaking to this aunt to give her side of the story before it goes public. So this actually took place in 2012 to 2014. The alleged abuse claims inside the household. Blair later claimed she believed her son was being abused, increasing instability in the home. So in 2012, her 9-year-old son, we're going to stick to this name that they put here. The 9-year-old son was deleted in 2014. Her 13-year-old daughter was also deleted. So both children's bodies were found concealed inside that freezer after she was evicted. But my thing is, if you know you're being evicted and you know you're trying to conceal this crime, did she want to get caught? Why would she leave it all there? So when they came to do the eviction, pulled all her stuff out. You know how they do it. They come in and just throw it on the side of the road. The freezer was very heavy. So when they opened the freezer, there were the children. So both children's bodies were concealed in the freezer inside their home. March 24, 2015. That's when the landlord arrives with deputies for the eviction. So, okay, we're going to keep going. You know, it's so much it's so many layers to this because, like I said, she had these issues prior to even having these children. You know, all her children, they all have different fathers, allegedly. So let's keep going, you guys.
So she thinks that I'm mad at her and don't love her.
I'll make sure you
that's
get,
not the case.
you just want to make things right.
I just want her to know that for her.
Okay.
Because she loves me so much. She don't have kids.
Okay.
And to do that to her, and I remember her face.
Okay. Let me, I got to take care of this first, okay? And then you could tell me anything you want to take. But I got some administrative things that I got to let you know about, like your constitutional rights.
The officer stops her as she needs to Mirandize her before she implicates herself. And without hearing her Miranda rights, any statement she makes may be inadmissible. The officer has Mitchelle read the Miranda warning out loud to show that she's literate. It's imperative that the officers make it clear that the suspect is Mirandized properly, which means they were both informed of and understood their rights before agreeing to waive them. Despite the police never making it seem this way, you're waiving serious constitutional rights, and the courts take this very seriously, so it must be done properly.
Did you graduate high school?
No.
Up to what grade of schooling do you have?
I want to say 10th, maybe.
The officer is professional but not particularly friendly. She's a little gruff and serious, but that appears to just be her personality and not intentionally related to the interrogation.
I said the
The
same
station
thing.
likely sent a female officer to speak to Mitchelle, as they may have felt that she'd be more open when speaking to another female.
Do you know if my kids' names were released on the news yet?
Ma'am, I've been in here, so
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
the dad knows. Yeah, and I was trying to keep it. I gave them the number and everything
To who?
to their dad. His dad, you know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you some quick questions, just about you, basically. What's your first name?
Mitchelle. M-I-T.
M-I?
M-I-T. C-H-E-L-L-E.
The officer is getting background information to try to get her used to talking. Once a suspect begins talking, it's harder for them to stop. It's always important to begin with questions that they will be more open to answering instead of jumping right into the facts of the crime. This also helps to build rapport. The officer likely has most of this information already, but wants to get more specific details and also wants to get a sense of how candid Mitchelle may be. She may also be trying to ascertain her competency regarding criminal responsibility due to the nature of the crimes and the possibility that Mitchelle has mental illness.
What color is your hair? Can you put your hoodie down?
I have any hair.
Okay.
Dark brown.
Okay.
You know, I don't see any mental illness so far. You know, she's very mild-mannered here. She's respectful. She's not acting irate. She looks pretty normal to me, but we're gonna keep listening and see where this goes. But I like the interrogator because she's tough. I've seen her on multiple other ones, and she is straight to the point. She doesn't play around with them. She asks us all the hard questions. I really like her.
She's just brown.
Bring your hoodie down. Yeah, just leave it off. Yeah. Are you cold or something?
No, it's just, look at my hair.
You feel like
Just sitting here with my head, you know.
So you say, okay.
I'm just so used to being.
You have any body scars?
I have tattoos.
What's on your chest?
Trust no one.
What's it say?
Trust no one.
What's on your back?
Something ridiculous.
Like what? Is it wording or a picture?
Wording.
What's it say?
I have to tell you.
Yeah.
I just show you. It's ridiculous.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you.
I got this covered up.
Stephen Barry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What does it say? Hold on. We are not gonna be able to see it. You know what? Let me put this closed caption on because they doing a little too much mumbling for me. Okay. We're gonna go back just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay.
And with my head, you know.
So you say, okay.
I'm just so used to being.
You have any body scars?
I have tattoos.
What's on your chest?
Trust no one.
What's it say?
Trust no one.
What's on your back?
Something ridiculous.
Like what? Is it wording or a picture?
Wording.
What's it say?
I have to tell you.
Yeah.
I just show you. It's ridiculous.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you.
I gotta get this covered up.
Stephen Berry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wish we could see what it was.
I'm right here.
Oh,
What's that one?
Just the kids' names. This is it's for their dad's name, but I just cross it out.
Okay.
Asking general questions that are easy to answer may help put Mitchelle at ease before the actual questions relating to why she's here begins.
she's building
It
a
will
rapport
also help
for
the
her, with her. She's trying to get her to trust her, even though she is one of those hard and interrogators. She's still, she's not that rough. I know this is gonna get good. She's really good at getting out the the real answers. So I really enjoy watching her cases.
Interrogator establish Mitchelle's baseline and observe her behavior when she knows her answers are truthful. This will help her dissect Mitchelle's responses and body language later and gauge if she is being honest. The officer asks her about her tattoos. What someone permanently inks on their body can be very telling about who the person is. Mitchelle has trust no one tattooed on her chest. This provides a lot of insight into her mindset. I typically don't like to make any definitive conclusions about tattoos because people choose words or phrases for different reasons. But it seems that this type of phrase might be significant. It could indicate that Mitchelle has had a tough past with a limited support system, or she's been betrayed by people close to her that she should have been able to trust. Mitchelle is embarrassed about the tattoo on her back, but still shows it to the officer, which proves she has a respect for authority and will likely continue to be cooperative.
Do you have any amputations?
That's what I
You use
said.
any narcotics?
No, you mean like drinking?
No, like drugs, illegal drugs.
No. I've smoked weed before. I have no.
Girl, bye. You look like a pothead. She said, I smoked weed before. You smoked it last night. Stop lying. We being honest here.
Idea where he is, his number, or anything. I don't talk to him, and honestly, I don't talk to my mother.
Mitchelle is estranged from her immediate family, which is something that could indicate a problematic personality, or possibly a dysfunctional childhood or family life. It's likely that her support system is limited, which is problematic as she's a single mother with incomplete education, and she likely needs help. The lack of relationship with her parents could also indicate, like the trust no one tattoo implies, that she's been betrayed by the people she should have been able to count on in her life.
Now, that's what I said. She alienated herself. In the beginning, it said she alienated herself from her family. She didn't want nothing to do with her mother. She had one aunt that she loved, but still alienated herself from her. So why are you pulling back from all these people that's supposed to love you? Something is stinking in Denmark.
And how many sons do you have?
One, I had two.
Your daughters?
I had 2 girls and 2 boys.
What's your daughter's name? How old is she?
She's 17.
Does she stay with you?
Yes.
She got a phone number?
No phone. She's here.
Okay.
You know.
You got a boyfriend or spouse?
No.
What's your is that your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
So you have 4 children altogether?
Yeah.
None of them are in school?
No.
Where are your other 2 kids, Stoney and Steven?
At my house. At the old house.
Where in your house are they?
Freezer.
Who put them in there?
I did.
Mitchelle lowers her voice but bluntly answers. Her lowered tone indicates shame, but she says this with no real emotion otherwise.
Freezer.
She's forthcoming and appears to be willing to tell the truth right away, which is somewhat unusual in interrogations. Instead of blaming anyone else for putting the children in the freezer, she's taken responsibility for that part of the crime right away. When the moving crew first opened the freezer, they found a teenage girl's frozen body inside. She was completely naked and covered in frost except for a large black plastic bag that was placed over her. Her head was pressed against the inner side of the freezer wall where there were bloodstains next to her face. A long piece of black fabric, possibly a silk scarf, was still fastened around her neck, and there were notable injuries to her throat, her right cheek, right brow, her bicep, and her chest. Under the girl were several blankets, but because her body was frozen to the side of the freezer, only a portion of the blankets could be cut away. But the police were able to cut a hole, which revealed another frozen body hidden under the first.
There's nothing that she could say to justify this. Absolutely nothing. And if she thinks she has a defense, she is sadly mistaken. Because these kids weren't a threat to her. This is horrible. I need to get my eyes right so I can see, really see. Let's keep going, you guys.
This one, a preteen boy. Neither body was able to be removed from the freezer, and instead, the entire thing was sent to the Wayne County Medical Examiner.
Why did you do that?
Because they were. So long list of other things.
When you say they, who are you referring to?
Mitchelle alleges that two of her children, Stephen and Stoney, were inappropriately touching and assaulting her youngest son, Alex. It's important to note that none of Mitchelle's claims about Stephen and Stoney have ever been substantiated, and her allegations could certainly all be fabricated. If this is true, this behavior is extremely disturbing, and why her older kids would do this to their sibling would need to be explored. Behavior like this shows signs of extreme trauma, mental illness, or as behavior that may have been done to them, as kids will often do to others what was done to them. It's extremely rare for children to assault their sibling without them being victims of this kind of abuse themselves, especially when they're this young. Since Mitchelle's report of Alex being abused by his two siblings was never substantiated, this point in the interrogation could really just be the beginning of Mitchelle's fabricated story. A story that she either knows is a lie, or a story that she has convinced herself is true. Maybe Mitchelle is delusional. Maybe this fabricated story has helped her cope all this time with what she did to her own children. Delusions serve many purposes. Oftentimes, it helps the affected person escape a painful reality or cope with fear, guilt, or shame.
And I didn't find out it was going on, but it had been going on for years. It was in diapers.
It seems highly unlikely that if this were true, Mitchelle wouldn't be aware of this occurring. The child would have very obvious injuries. In addition, this family all lived together with their mother in a small home, not attending school, and she wasn't working. It would be very difficult for kids to do the alleged actions routinely and for years without her knowledge. Mitchelle is either extremely neglectful, in denial, or not being fully truthful about her awareness of this situation.
How did you become aware that he was getting...
I came home one day. Was basically saying, "Come look what he's doing." He wasn't doing it by the time I went in the living room. But she said, "Show mom what you was doing." So he had two little wrestle men.
Mitchelle describes how her son was using the two dolls to show her the inappropriate things his siblings were allegedly doing to him, before moving on to the topic of when this first happened.
When was this?
This was a while ago. This incident didn't just happen.
When you say a while ago, was it a year, 2 years, a month?
Around there.
Around where?
Year or two. I don't know why he acted it out like that. It's just, I don't want nobody to think that anything's wrong with my son. You get what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong.
No, nobody's making any judgments. I just want you to tell me what happened. Nobody's passing any judgments.
I know,
okay?
because like to read it, when they read, they're not going to understand. Like,
No, listen. That's why I want to record exactly what you tell me, okay? So nobody's passing any judgment on your son or on you or anybody, okay? We just want to know what happened, okay?
Okay.
So just feel comfortable telling me what happened. Okay. I want you to make nothing up or think about how it's going to look. I just want you to tell me so we can help you, okay? And we can help your son if he needs it.
The officer tries to ease her concerns about how this will sound, so Mitchelle continues to talk and is as honest as possible. She frames it by saying they want to help her. However, the officer is not there to help Mitchelle. Mitchelle sounds a bit more distressed here. She's more emotional now than at any other point throughout the interrogation so far.
And after he told me, so I had to keep his face, and I said, "Anybody do that to you?" And he said, "No." And he put his head down and he said, "Yes." I said, "Who the f-?" You know what I mean? was upstairs. So I went upstairs with him, and I asked him, would you your brother or your effing brother? Would you your brother? And
So you asked somebody did that to him?
yes. And I'm like, why are you playing like that? I told him that's nasty as hell. Why are you playing with that? I said, did somebody do that to you first? He said, no. And he had his head on and he said, yes. And I asked him who, and he said, I just went straight upstairs with him, well, all three of us. And I'm asking, and he said, no, he's lying. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, so I'm looking at the both of them. And I said, what? Because I'm not understanding. It was just, you got to understand, I was a lot younger than you. It was like over a year ago. And he had to be quiet about all this time. So when he's telling me, he's getting loud, and he's like, yes, he did. Yes, he really did this to you. Why didn't you tell me? Because they said they was going to kill me and beat me up. I told him to tell me the truth before I beat the hell out of him. And he says, well, I on him, but that's it. And then he said, no, it's not. I just remember walking out the room. No, I mean, I remember everything else. I'm just saying, it's like, I couldn't say I wasn't like out of my mind. You understand?
When do you think this was?
Roughly 2 years ago.
What did you do at that point?
I sat on the floor for a while, by the edge of the door, and I just remember I kept going, what the f***? And I told my man, I said, tell me the truth.
You say you went outside and sat on the floor?
No, I went in the hallway. Like, okay, I was in his bedroom when we were talking to him about all this, because that's where he was at. And I just stepped, like, in the hallway between the door and, you know, like the threshold, and I sat on the floor. And I'm looking at them like, what the f***? This is your brother, you know? So I asked.
I don't know how many of you guys have had to face punishment from your parents. You know, my mama was really, really hard with the rod. She probably would be in jail today, if anything, and you tend to just say what they want to hear after a while. It was like, okay, I didn't wash the dishes. I'm sorry I broke that cup. Yes, I did. I broke the cup. I vacuumed and I got a tack in and it broke the vacuum. You know, things like that. You get so nervous, you know. So you just tell them whatever they want to hear so you can lessen your punishment. So I believe that if this did happen, whatever she did to these children, I don't know, but they were extremely scared of their mother. Beyond that fear, because I think every child should have a little fear of their parents. You know what I mean? My grandmother used to say, would you rather me beat your butt now or grow up and allow the police to beat your butt? Because they're going to do it if you don't get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? So I think they feared her. And she looks like a loose noodle. She really does. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want her to be my mother at all.
Are you telling the truth? And the way he was crying, he just wouldn't stop talking. He said, yes, you do. You're in my bed. Look, they did this to him every day, every night.
What did you do after that? Did you take any physical action towards?
Not just yet. And then I just closed the door, and I just kept looking at him. I said, I can't believe you. I took him downstairs because he was telling me more and more stuff, and it was not making sense. It's just, I got through telling me everything. I went back upstairs, and I opened the door because I fully believed him, and I know that's what he had did. He told me things that, after finding out, now it makes sense. You get what I'm saying? It's like certain things, I'm like, what's wrong? Or he crying, or he fell off the bunk bed, and I'm fussing at him, take toys away from him. It's like I'm fussing he didn't even do.
What did you do when you went back upstairs?
I punched him. I just started punching him. I just kept punching him.
At what point did you stop punching him?
Oh no, that's not how he. I stopped punching him because he looked up and he said, okay, I'm ready to tell the truth.
After she says that Stephen admitted he was ready to tell the truth, Mitchelle opens up both hands quickly and turns down her mouth. This body language may indicate that she's seeking approval from the detective, or as if she's saying, see, I told you.
I said, this is what you did, Dad? He just said yes. And I punched him again.
Although it's possible that Stephen did abuse Alex, it's also possible that he falsely confessed only to escape the punishment. It's convenient for Mitchelle to report that she supposedly got it.
That's exactly what I said. And my thing is, I don't care what they do. You know, there's a, I don't know how it's, what am I trying to say? There's levels to this when it comes to how things are supposed to go. So you have your children, you know, then you have your wife. And most time the women take care of the children, and then the dad it's like a trickle. So dad should never be abusing mom because she's the weaker party. And we should not be abusing these children because they're the weaker party. There's nothing she could ever say that will make anyone say, yep, you did the right thing, girl. Yep, high five. No. She had took her babies to therapy or whatever. There's no reason to be punching this little boy and abusing this little boy like she is doing. And I believe that I don't think there's anything. I don't think nothing happened. I don't think these children did anything that this woman is saying that they did. I really don't. I think she's a head case, and she should have went and got help, and that's on her family.
A confession out of Stephen because she might believe that this adds validity to her story of the alleged abuse towards Alex.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
How long been in the freezer?
2 years. I want to say 2 years.
You said almost 2 years or 2 years?
I want to say 2 years.
How long have you been in the freezer?
About a year.
She died when?
On May 25th.
Of what year? Last year?
It would have to be. I'm just a blur.
This was apparently her daughter, who Mitchelle stated died May 25th, but was unable to recall the year. Mitchelle then said that the other child was killed August 30th, 2012. Despite it all being a blur, she was ultimately able to remember the dates. It's shocking that no one reported either child.
Check this one out, you guys. Hold on. So she said they were in the freezer for 2 years, okay? The one son, when they found him, he was 9. He was put in that freezer when he was 7. She did all of this and accused this boy of all this crap at 7. Now, the daughter, when they found her, she was 13. So she was 11. They both was discovered March 2015. Wow. 7 and 11. All right, you guys, let's figure out what this, I don't want to call her no names because, you know, I know mental health is real out here, but I don't know.
Missing and shows the isolation these children must have been living in for no one to notice they were missing for so long. Mitchelle must have been lying about where they were, or they had very little, if any, interaction with other people. One of her neighbors eventually came forward to speak with investigators, and she explained that Mitchelle told her she'd made Stoney and Stephen move away to live with their aunt because they'd been doing mean things to Alex, such as taking food away from him. As well, one of Mitchelle's friends was interviewed by police, and he stated that any time he asked about where Stoney and Stephen were, Mitchelle told him that they were upstairs in their room or at an aunt's house.
Okay, look at Mitchelle. A little sexy self. Look at her. Pretty lady. How'd she go from this to that? She's gorgeous. Terrible.
According to Alexander Dorsey, the father of Stoney and Mitchelle's surviving oldest daughter, when he asked about Stoney, she also gave the same answer, that she was living with an aunt. Apparently, these explanations were enough to keep people from asking more questions about where the two children were, because no one seemed to realize they were gone.
How did you?
I can't, like, I was holding him when he died.
After she's asked how Stephen died, Mitchelle's hands go from being open to in tight fists. Generally, the more space between someone's fingers, the more relaxed they are. As someone's stress increases, the fingers instinctively close. Having one's hands balled up as Mitchelle does indicates high stress.
Just holding him.
What caused him to die? I didn't ask you what you were doing. I asked you, how did your
I don't
son?
know. What I'm saying is this, he died.
I had to do some digging, you guys, because I hate that everything is falling on her head. Where the hell are these kids? Where are their dads at? And I believe that I'm looking at things differently because I'm looking at so many of these cases. And I truly believe that anyone who came in contact with these children, who did not call, who did not do anything, they should be charged as well. So I'm like, okay, we know she's got these baby daddies. Let's see what's going on with them. So we have the son that passed. I'm not going to say his name. His dad was incarcerated in prison at the time his son was deleted in 2012. He was not living in the home where the children's bodies were later discovered. Public records indicate he had prior criminal history. Okay. Then the father of the other girl that was found in the freezer had a different biological father. He was not residing in the home at the time of the deletions. There's no evidence that either father was living in the residence where the crimes occurred. Okay. Okay, let me ask y'all chat. Let me just ask this question. When a parent is incarcerated or absent, let me see, what safeguards should exist to ensure the children are still protected? When the one parent has no means of trying to protect these children, well, I think that's CPS, and that's Child Protective Services, that's DFACS, that's all those different entities that could come in. If the dad should have rights while he's incarcerated to put these claims and make them be, and get them into effect where he says, okay, I'm not here, but you got to go and check on my children because their mom is a little Looney Tune. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, listen, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just vibes with Jocelyn. My opinion, and this is all my opinion, and it don't mean nothing, y'all. I'm just saying, we love the kids here. Something I hate the children have to go through this. I wish I could just adopt them all.
The officer's tone is noticeably harsher when she confronts Mitchelle with the fact that she didn't directly answer the question she was asked. This asserts her authority and control over the interrogation.
From what I inflicted on him, but it wasn't, he didn't die right then. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I couldn't tell you specifically what happened inside.
Well, you say you afflicted on him. What did you afflict?
I was punching him.
So you say you don't know what caused him to die?
No, I know I did. What I'm saying is, I don't know specifically what was going on in his body. You get what I'm saying? Is there some things that I don't want Lon to know because she'll feel bad and it's not her fault in any way.
It's just me and you talking.
Okay. Well, like I said, my aunt loved us, but after it happened, I called her. She was mad at me because, it's just she wanted me to get my life together, period. Okay? So I called her and I asked her if anything happened, would you take the kids? She was like, Angel, you've always leaned on me, which I do, and she's tired, you know what I'm saying? Not tired of kids. That's definitely not. She was saying to just get yourselves together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want her to like hear that and think, oh my God, if I wanted to tell her, but I'm like,
What did you want to tell her?
out everything, because you know she was a cop. She's the first person I called, and I couldn't even say it to her.
The officer is relatively non-responsive to Mitchelle. She's giving a confession without any hesitation, and therefore the officer just needs to listen and ask follow-up questions. Interrogation techniques so far have not been needed. Most suspects are not this candid about their crimes, and at the very least will try to claim the killing was an accident. The officer's trying to refrain from any reaction to what she's hearing so that Mitchelle doesn't feel judged.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you still haven't. I asked you the question, how did your son die? Okay, so you did something. I need you to tell me specifically what it was. So you just punched him?
Like, just punching him to keep him out, yeah.
The officer tries to get Mitchelle back on track as she's not making much sense and seems to need to be redirected back to the relevant issues.
I mean, what did you do? You punched him?
Basically everywhere. I choked him.
With your hands?
Yes. That's not how he died.
What else did you do?
I'm saying,
you punched him everywhere, you choked him. What else? I mean, you want to come clean, right? You want to get this off your chest. It's just me and you talking. Okay, nobody's here to judge you.
It's not about the judge, and I know it's just...
It's painful. Is it painful to you?
No, it's evil.
It's evil what you did? Is it evil?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're judging yourself.
When the officer sees Mitchelle freeze up, she tries to get her talking again by making it seem like this is just a conversation between the two of them. In reality, it's being recorded and will be shown to judges, lawyers, and jurors if necessary to obtain a conviction. The officer gets her to admit that what she did was evil, to show Mitchelle understands right from wrong. This is a legal requirement to be held criminally accountable for one's actions.
Because I love them.
You love them, okay? But what?
Oh, man. That's how I feel. Like, y'all know. Anybody who know me know about my kids. And it's like, and then turn around, all this time I'm keeping y'all away from everybody else. And it's y'all. It's like amongst yourselves. There's no other outsiders. There's no outsiders that ended up hurting y'all. And that's the one thing I've always been worried about in my life. But that's what happened to me. That's why I don't talk to my mother. You know? They didn't do anything when shit happened to me.
We're gonna get to that. But I need you to take it off your chest, and I need you to tell me what you did. You told me some stuff, but
punched them. Like a bathtub, right? Hot water.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like this. I stood him in there.
In the hot water?
Yeah.
No, did you
got right back out?
Did you run the hot water first and then dump him?
What do you mean?
How?
I grabbed him in the bathroom and I was still talking to him. And then I'm asking him, like, why are you doing? He said, I hate him. And it's okay. We're just talking about it, and I got the hot water on. And I'm still talking to him, but it's like I'm threatening him. And I didn't plan on doing it, but I did it. It's like, I can't explain it to you.
So you turned the hot water in the bathtub?
Yes. And if you don't tell me everything, and tell me exactly why, just everything, like what you've been doing.
Did you put him in the bathtub?
I stood him up.
Sometimes these cases for me is a little much because I'm an empath. So I feel everything that she's saying, literally. And that's why my eyes, I'm about to cry. I feel when she's saying she filled the tub with scoiling hot water. What is about to happen to these kids? Oh my God, I'm going to cry, y'all. I'll be crying over here. I feel, because you know, you can be washing dishes and the water's too hot and you're like, oh, so you can only imagine. Oh, Lord have mercy.
In there.
You stood him up in there?
Yeah. So his feet got really messed up. There was basically a rotation of that, punching him, just hurting him. He's skinny.
How long did that go for?
In total, after I found out, he was in there 4 or 5 days, and I made him stay in his room. I took him food because I didn't know what to do. So I called my aunt first to see, but I ended up, I guess, checking out, and I didn't tell her. She knew nothing of what was going on.
Mitchelle admits to premeditation and how she harmed and burned her son over a number of days. She wasn't acting in the heat of the moment when she was informed about the assault, which makes her guilty of first-degree murder. This admission was only after the detective insisted and kept asking Mitchelle what else she did.
He started telling me everything, He said he said he took his dad away from him. It's just a lot of things. Like, we talked for a very long time, and he just told me a lot of stuff, and I just had to go downstairs.
The stuff that her oldest son told her may have been
I'm sorry, I'm taking my face off in the corner because I wanted to see what the closed caption is saying. Sorry, you guys.
true. However, it's also quite possible that it was made up and was just his attempt to stop the torture. He may have felt like if he just admitted to his mother what she already suspected and believed was true, that she would stop punishing him. He'd already tried denying the abuse, but that didn't work, so he may have been trying another tactic in the hopes of getting a different result.
How long after that incident does Stephen die? How long? Okay, so you beat him up the one day, right? And then 5 days go by, you beat him up again?
No, because it's mixing. The hot water was the night before, the afternoon before.
Mm-hmm.
I was around 1 something in the afternoon.
So are you telling me, because when I asked you what exactly did you do to...
Basically, that day when I found out, I messed him up. He was still walking around functioning.
Mm-hmm.
He was just in that room. And then the more and more started telling me throughout the days and everything he remembers since he was eating Cheerios.
The officer gets Mitchelle to admit he passed away after the extensive abuse to show she had ample opportunity to get him help if she regretted her actions, but she chose not to.
And I've been calling around to see what to do when I asked the police. When I asked the police, when it's 2 brothers, I put it in the scenario as somebody else's situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if one brother was and the other one, can y'all take the little one to jail even though he's a minor?
Why would they take the little one to jail?
Not jail, but like juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
Calling the police suggests that she may have had some conflicting feelings about what she was doing. However, these doubts weren't enough to stop her from continuing. After hearing Mitchelle's hypothetical, the police should have at least come out to investigate the situation and speak to the children. A simple welfare check may have saved their lives. This case shows many flaws in the system. And sadly, this isn't the...
This is exactly what I was saying. And I believe that they should be holding anybody else that knew about this accountable. That's exactly what I just said. Everyone that knew this, if anyone did know it, I believe someone had to see something. Everybody sees. There's somebody out here that knows that these children were missing. They ain't seen their cousin. They ain't seen their grandchild. In years, and no one is saying what's going on. I don't agree with this. I don't agree that just mom, Hold on, you guys. Look at this. Look at how this lady was living. I have another picture out here. I know I had a picture of her that I wanted to share to show you guys the evilness in this lady's eyes. It was sad. Hold on, where did I put that picture at? Hold on. Let me see how I can pull that in here. No, we want to share that. Okay, hold on. I did find it. Here we go. It is over here. We got to shrink that. And we are going to share this screen right here. Sorry for the black. That's crazy. I can't do it. You know what? I'm old. I'll be trying to act like I be doing something, but it's not doing it. And I wanted to show us this one picture, and I purposely kept it. And let me tell you, that if I had to bump into that woman in the alleyway, I would have pooped my pants. I'm not lying. So I'm hoping I could find the picture. I'm so frustrated. I see it. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, here we go. Listen, y'all know how the Viral Vibes with Jocelyn studio is. We real over here. Sorry. Hold on. Where is that? Let me see. No, it's right there. It's right next door. It's in arm reach, but I just can't get it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We might have to do this at the end. We got to do this. I got to show you the picture at the end, and I have to show you the Fair Use Act. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get my life, y'all. I'm gonna get my life. Let's get back into this cornball and see what the hell she's doing and why she's doing it. Let's keep going. I'm gonna get everything together, y'all. I got this. I got this.
The only
Trust me.
example of a missed opportunity to save these children's lives. Back in 2005, the Michigan State investigated Mitchelle for allegations of child neglect. At that time, her eldest child would have been around 5. The claims of abuse must have been somewhat substantiated because Mitchelle was referred to counseling, but her children were not removed from her home.
Oh, I'm trying to get a timeline here, because you do these things to him, right? How long do you do these things? You assault him, you put him in the water. How many days go by before he dies?
I want to say no more than a week.
The officer goes back over the entire story Mitchelle is told to solidify her story and make sure it's clear and the timeline is explicit. When things occurred, it's important to show premeditation and to show the long and serious suffering her children endured. Mitchelle sits in silence as the detective continues writing. At this point, she's sitting with her head down. Maybe the emotional exhaustion of the interrogation is starting to really set in.
So you said the first day you punched him several times. The second day you didn't touch him.
No.
But the third?
The second day I was like throwing up and I had been drinking vodka, like from the first day period, and I just...
Let's be mindful. He's 7. Listen clearly what this woman did to her son. He's 7. He does not call. There's no way she's afraid of him. This is not self-defense. This is what this woman did to this little boy.
I basically couldn't get up.
You say you was throwing up?
It's like when I get up, maybe I would have went back in there, but...
Did you say you were throwing up?
Yeah, the only reason I didn't go, honestly, only reason I didn't go back in there the second day, because every time I got up, I'm throwing up, and I'm sick, and
But then the third, the fourth, and the fifth day, you continue. The following days, you continue to assault them. Is that correct?
Drinking.
But did you continue?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do? The same thing?
I was going back for just punching him, basically, and choking him.
Typically, when these sorts of horrific crimes occur, the perpetrator is often under the influence or had been using substances close to the time the crime occurred. She also said she was throwing up the second day of the abuse, and the only reason she didn't continue abusing her son the second day is because she was feeling sick.
Yeah, and it was like, this is how it went, like, I'll talk to him for a second, and he'll say something, and I'll start punching him. And I'll stop, and then I'll start talking to him again. And then it's like no answer he gave was...
Who witnessed this?
Stony.
And who else?
Was downstairs, but she witnessed.
Okay, now Stony was, let me see. Hold on. Stony was the first one. Who was the lead? Hold on. Okay, Stony was 13 when they found her in 2014. She was in the freezer 2 years. Okay, so Stoney was the oldest daughter. Okay. Now, mind you, all these kids had different baby daddies. So not one baby daddy stood up and say, I ain't heard from my baby in 2 years. But I believe, like I said earlier, she set the stage. She disconnected from everybody in her life. Why? We don't know yet. But let's get to it. Let's keep going. This is getting interesting, for real. It really, really is. At least for me.
Sony,
Yes, well, it was downstairs, but you mean me doing this to Steven?
yes.
Yeah, she saw me punching him.
Saw you punching him?
Yes, both of everybody. It wasn't the first day though, because I had told her to go downstairs with the girls. But at one point, yeah, they did.
I'm tired. I know you guys are tired of me stopping this, but I have to do this so I don't get my channel taken down. So, but I need you guys to really listen to what this woman did to her children. Listen. And remember, they're 7 and 11. Okay? I have to stop this so I don't get a copy strike. So trust me, everything I do is for a reason. But we need to really listen to what this woman did to her children, okay? And how long she did it. And no one came to the rescue of these children. No one said, hey, where's this child? Where's that child? We haven't heard from her. Nobody, no one called. So this woman was allowed to live a year in her house and torture these children. It's no way. It's no way. That shows you how disconnected that family was. Because let me tell you something. If I don't hear from my nieces in 2 days, I'm like, I tell you, oh, you done threw away your auntie? You don't care about me no more? You know what? Because I'm a real person that love. Like I said, I'm an empath. And that's why I'm up here crying, because I feel every single thing that these children are going through. And listen, I cry over here. I'm emotional, and that's how God made me. And I'm happy about it. That means I'm emotional, so I don't cause issues, because I don't want to see anyone in pain, because I'm an empath. That pain will come back on me. And then I feel it not only for myself, but I feel it for other people. So I try to stay in a peaceful place, or it messes me up mentally and emotionally. These children, my eyes keep watering. I'm like, keep it together, girl. Keep it together. Okay, here we go. Now this is a 3-hour case. So I'm letting y'all know now, your girl is stopping at 8. Spend some time with my husband and eat something. How about that? Okay, let's keep going.
Everybody saw that.
Mitchelle now admits to someone witnessing her assaults on her son, which will be useful to corroborate her admission. If the witness was a minor, she'll also be charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. A child witnessing abuse is extremely damaging to them mentally and emotionally.
At what point do you put Stephen in the freezer?
After he died. When I came back in the room, he says, I just throw up.
Say that again?
So when I came back from him, he says I have to throw up. So I walk him to the bathroom. He didn't throw up, and he says I have to poop. He didn't poop. So I just took him back in the room, and he laid back down. And his breathing sounded weird. It was just, and I put my hand right here on his chest, and his heartbeat was like, it was crazy. I put my ear up to it, and it was like, he's just like, he's going like this.
He's 7.
So he was fading out?
And I tried to do CPR on him.
You tried CPR on him?
I tried.
While he was still alive?
She could have took his PlayStation. She could have said, you're not getting no Roblox for the next year. He's 7. This is so sad. This is so damn sad.
When he started looking like that and started doing that,
So
I didn't
did he
feel
stop
it.
breathing? when you tried CPR?
He stopped before that.
So he stopped breathing and you tried to do
looking at
CPR?
him and he's going,
Okay.
and I didn't hear it no more. So I'm just looking at him like, oh my God. And then, like, the food I had gave him, I had to feed him, actually. He told me his stomach hurt and he didn't want to eat. And I'm like,
You kicked him in the stomach. What?
This was the night before. He said, have some pizza or something like that. And I'm like, no. I actually told him, you can't have no pizza. So I'm giving him a little healthy choice. The smart choice is beef stew. Now, I just know I was trying to do it, and I smelled it. I saw carrots. It's just the beef stew. I saw it.
Interestingly, Mitchelle appears to be especially triggered by remembering the smell of the beef stew. Smell can be an important part of memory. Mitchelle has appeared detached while recalling most of what she did to Stephen, but the sensory experience of this specific memory may have been difficult for her to push away. Her hands reach up toward her face, which is likely an adapter behavior signaling stress.
At that point, he stopped breathing.
Yes. And what did I do?
Yeah.
Just closed the door and sat there with him for a while.
So you didn't try to give him CPR, or you did?
Oh, after he was gone, after this happened.
Okay, so he stopped breathing at some point.
Started to get.
Did you ever give him CPR?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know
When
how
did
to
you do
do
that?
it, and I never.
So you never did give him CPR because you don't know CPR.
What do you mean?
You told me that you gave him CPR.
You're not listening then.
That's what I'm asking. I want you to tell me.
Okay, it's like when I went to blow in his mouth. That's what I'm saying about the soup.
Mm-hmm.
Right on his nose. So I took it as.
You guys, drop a 1 in the chat if you believe her. Drop a 1 if you believe her. Drop a 2 if you don't.
You are still breathing. So I'm doing like this. And then I heard something. I'm like, that's right. I'm like, get up. He not up. When I'm doing like this, it's making. I can't explain it. It's just making.
The officer is now trying to ascertain whether or not Mitchelle made any efforts at all to save her son's life.
Did you call for medical assistance?
After he died? No. After I stopped.
I see you, 70 Allen 4734. I appreciate it.
Trying to do that. I just said yes to Juan. I was just looking at him.
Why not? Why didn't you call for somebody?
I was scared.
How did Stoney die?
My kids. With Stoney, I meant to do it.
Excuse me?
With Stoney, I meant to do it. Like with Stephen, I can't even say it was an accident, but it's not. If somebody died from what you do to them, then it's that. But Stoney, I did mean to.
Mitchelle admits that with Stephen it was an accident, but she verbalizes awareness that Stephen died because of what she did to him. Her actions show at minimum a complete...
Okay, you guys. Now, Stoney is the oldest. Let me look. Stoney, when they found Stoney inside of the freezer, Stoney was only... Hold on, y'all. Okay. She was the oldest. When they found her in the freezer, she was 13. She was in that freezer 2 years. So she was actually deleted at 11. Stephen, the one that she said she didn't mean to do this to, he was found at 9 years old. He was in there. So he was 7, you guys. These were babies. There's no excuse for what she did to these kids.
reckless disregard for his life. She also admits she meant to kill Stoney and therefore has implicated herself for first-degree murder. Once she'd already killed one child and gotten away with it, killing someone else may have felt easier. After she admits that she intended to kill Stoney, Mitchelle looks away and then looks down, putting her hand on her face. This body language likely reflects that she was feeling guilty and didn't want to see the detective's face while she was making this confession.
After you finished holding him, what did you do with Stephen's body?
I take myself off so I can read the
You
closed
what?
captions as well. I want to
Her
get the
whisper
whole
could
story.
indicate that she is ashamed of what she did.
Did you do anything? You just put him in the freezer? Did you put some clothes on him? What did you do? You just put him in the freezer as he was?
Well, he had this Paul Frank blanket that he really like a lot. So I just wrapped.
You wrapped him in what kind of blanket?
It's like Paul Frank. You know the monkey Paul Frank on kids' clothing or.
That was his favorite blanket? Paul Frank?
It's like, it's a name brand, has the monkeys on it, and it was a big comforter. It's blue and white with monkeys on it. And, like, I heard he used to argue with them, like, don't touch my blanket, you know what I'm saying? So I just, I was wrestling with him.
Mitchelle becomes tearful now and shows emotion about her wrapping her son in a monkey-patterned blanket and freezing his dead body.
Is this their father?
Yes.
Okay.
They got in touch with him.
I don't know. Well, you want him to?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Is there any way you can find out if they got in touch with him yet? Because I know it's on the news.
Do you want? Would that make you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, because they're showing. Oh, it's no more comfortable. It's just they're showing the house and.
Yeah, they're getting in contact with him. They're not gonna let him see that. Your other ones. That's what you're worried about?
My kids.
Yeah.
The kids. They were with me.
I know, but they don't know what's going on, do they?
Yes.
They do?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
I meant their dad. Can somebody
Yeah, they're gonna
tell him before he sees it on news? Because he knows my house and I know they were.
Okay, now we do know that she had 5 children, allegedly. I think it was 5. All the children had different baby daddies. Everybody had. But there was not one baby daddy that said, I have not seen my children or my child in 2 years. Now, we will say the 2 older children their dads was in jail. But still, where are these they were not their husbands. Where are these children, fathers, families? You know what I mean? Because I know if I go cold turkey and my brother, he's not calling me, or I'm not hearing from my nieces and my nephews, my auntie antennas is going up. I'm like, yo, where's my brother? What's going on? But they had none of that because Mitchelle, it was all strategic. Because she disassociated herself with her entire family years before she even did this to her babies. She did it on purpose. Why she did it, I don't know. Because I just showed y'all the picture of her. She was beautiful. She's a beautiful freaking lady. She really sexy and everything. What made her shave her hair off and do the things that she did? That's why I says mental. Because she's gorgeous. She's really a pretty freaking woman. Really is.
Already showing it.
Give her props. She's
they
gorgeous.
Doing that now. What did you do to your daughter, Stoney?
Can I tell you what happened with her before?
No, we're going to get to that. I just need to know what you did to her, and then we're going to get back to what she did. Okay?
Chad, let me ask y'all this. Would you be comfortable enough if you saw a situation where you saw where the person is abusing their child or whatever you may have it? Would you feel comfortable even though you and that person that's doing it is close like this? Because like I said in yesterday's live, I was very close to someone who I saw over the years abuse her children horribly. Lived in deplorable environment. Roaches, the child is killing the cat. I saw it and I feel so bad that I didn't call nobody because that baby is suffering. I saw it with the daughter, and then this person had another child. She abused this child even worse. You know what? If I did a wellness check today, I promise you she abusing them. And I ain't spoken to this person in years, but that's her. That's who she is. Sad, man. Sad.
So I'll tell you what's leading up.
Tell me how you feel more comfortable. If that's how you feel more comfortable, you could tell me like that. But we're going to get to that. I just kind of would rather you answer this question, and then you could tell me what, and then I'm going to ask you what led up to it.
Okay. First, same thing, the very first thing. I punched her so hard because she was still doing that after he told me about Steven. And he said he was so scared of Stoney. I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me this? He said, because she kept saying that, don't say nothing. Or she gonna beat me up and all that. Whatever, it's just... So I found out 9 months later that she had been still doing this after Steven.
When did you leave?
One day they were arguing about something, and they came in the room, and he said, don't sit next to me. I said, stop acting like that to her. It's your sister. He was like, oh, I don't want her to sit next to me. She mean to me anyway. And I said, mean how? He was like, she used to kick me like this. And I'm like, so why you never tell me? Then he started saying my diaper. I don't know. I'm like, what do you know, it started off with Stoney. And he ended up telling me Stoney was the one that to Steven first. See what I'm saying? And I looked at her and I'm like, you sat here. We talked. We all talked to Steven together.
Mitchelle expresses more disdain for her daughter Stoney, as she claims she continued to allegedly assault Alex after she killed Steven for doing the same thing. This is why she feels more justified in killing Stoney and freely admits she did so intentionally. It's possible that Mitchelle felt very angry with herself for punishing and killing.
Remember, you guys, there's 7 and freaking 11. There's no excuse.
Steven after she found out that he may have been a victim first himself.
You end up telling me Stoney was the one that to Steven first.
It does seem unlikely that if this was true, Steven never admitted that Stoney allegedly abused him during his days of torture.
Wait,
So let me get this straight. So you're saying that when you told you that Stoney used to kick him and said something about his diaper.
Yeah, he
said something about his diaper. How do you get those two things out of? Because I don't see in that.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
Told you that Stoney used to kick him.
That's what I'm saying. I
about
need to
his
go
diaper.
into how it came out.
Okay.
Because they did not only just him, they was taking his food. It sounds petty. They blame things on him. But I fussed at him, but it wasn't him. They take his food. Even at school, Steven would get up and go grab his food. I'm like, y'all, I get $700 in snaps every month. Y'all eat. This is like you steal when you see him in the hallway, you take jabs at him.
The officer asks Mitchelle how exactly Alex told her that Stoney was assaulting him.
Well, he started talking about, say we're sitting on the edge of the bed, and then we talking. And I looked at Stoney because after it happened, I told them, so if y'all did anything, y'all will hurt you. And they're like, we wouldn't hurt. You get what I'm saying? So we're sitting there, started talking about his diaper. And I said, when did Stoney kick you? He said, she kicked me and I rolled. I said, as big as you are? He was like, I was little. He's talking about way back.
It's somewhat surprising that Alex recalls what occurred to him when he was still young enough to be in diapers, unless he wore diapers for an extended period of time, which could be the case. There may have been some kind of strain in her relationship with her oldest 2 children before Alex made claims about being abused.
And he's talking. It's like he felt confident. He's talking, he's telling me everything. And it's like, I don't know what to believe. I know he's not lying because he's just going.
Okay.
I'm about to get to it. So when I said rolling, what do you mean rolling? How she roll you? You're big. She kicked the hell out of you like that to make you roll. And he says, I was little. She used to push me over with my cups, and then she took my diaper off. And I said, what do you mean take your diaper off? He said, remember?
Wait a second. Are you guys not hearing this? She said, hey, she took my diaper off. I don't know when I came out of my diaper, but I will tell you this. Both of my girls were out of their diapers before they became 2. They don't know that. Oh, God, this woman right here. Listen, Mitchelle, we're exposing you today for your lies, your lies, your lies. And she's actually up for, she's going to the parole board next year. We got to get this out. I don't care if y'all got a cell phone. She don't ever need to walk the streets ever. She needed to die in prison. Change his diaper. That's when it became funny to me. I'm like, you know what? This is comical. I don't remember what happened to me last week, let alone when I was 2. And she came to me and said, oh, he was abusing me, mama, when I ain't had my diaper. Girl, clank it together and take your ass to jail. How about that? And stop messing with taxpayers' damn dollars. Just go to jail. Pissing me off.
Remember when I had the diapers and you could pull them off right here? You take my diaper off.
I'm gonna let y'all read this.
That's my butt. And I'm sitting here like, I just remember I felt hot as hell.
Here it seems like Mitchelle is describing how her uncontrolled anger and rage starts to build to a point where she doesn't think, she just reacts. This is typical of people with severe anger management issues. They go into blind rages and do things that they later regret. This moment of getting hot is likely similar to what happened when she harmed Stephen prior to his death.
I just remember I felt hot as hell.
Still, this doesn't explain the murders entirely, because we know that with Stephen, the abuse went on for days. Blind rages are usually only momentary, and the person eventually comes to and realizes what they're doing. Mitchelle had time to realize what was happening to Stephen and either stop the abuse or get medical help for her son. Needless to say, there's definitely plenty of evidence of premeditation here.
And it was like, and Mom, and she did that nasty stuff too.
They ain't do shit.
I said, what nasty stuff?
I feel like, listen, y'all.
And I'm looking at her.
I feel like I'm living in the Matrix because we all know these kids ain't do what she said they did. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. These kids was innocent. You didn't want to take care of them no more. But that's why when you move into your neighbor's house where you didn't have no bills. Listen, I want to run into Mitchelle. I want to fight Mitchelle. I swear to God.
And I just...
I'm put my paws on her.
She said, nasty stuff. I walked straight up to her, and I did like this. Put up against the wall. I said, what the did you do? I looked at her and I said, tell me now.
So you grab her. She's still breathing because you're asking her questions.
Yes.
And then what happens? Do you squeeze tighter where she can't breathe? What do you do?
After he told me that, it was like she just slammed her.
So you grabbed harder?
Not grab. I just got it. I already had a good grip. So I did like this. You sling somebody down. So after he said what he said, I just threw her down. I kicked her.
All right, you guys, I told y'all in the beginning of this. Y'all already know Viral Vibes family. This is really a Viral Vibes studio in my house. You want to hear kids screaming, dogs barking, husbands calling. But I told y'all 8 o'clock I am done. I'm going to spend some time with my husband. But cases like this do not happen in silence, you guys. There were definitely warning signs. Definitely had to be warning signs. There were some adults that saw that Mitchelle was off a little bit. Why did your family know that you had 5 children, allegedly, and did not even feel the need to take the ride to your house and say, what's up with these babies? Don't worry, this is a long video. It's like 3 hours and something, but I gotta spend some time with my husband, y'all. This is Viral Vibes family, you guys. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys for your support. I've been on here now I'm going on 3 months. on YouTube, and I'm at 99 subscribers. I'm so excited. People send me like DMs and say, girl, you're ahead of the most. I mean, it's growing. And TikTok, I'm at 5,080 followers. So I'm excited with this. I love this. I have a second channel coming that I'm doing more investigative type things where we're breaking it down. I've ordered autopsies from different. Let me tell you something. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, because I love this. It's like meshing what I do for my career, and I'm happy, and I just love it all. So thank you guys for supporting the Viral Vibes Studio with Jocelyn. So tomorrow we're going to pick up this case, and I think I'm going to finish it in 4, because I will scrunch this down to a minute and a half just so I can get my reels and my TikTok. But for YouTube, you guys got the full video where I'm bloopering and everything. But the cut down part is in Patreon, X, Twitch, Facebook. I'm on so many sites I can't even remember. But be blessed, you guys. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.